I am your father. You know that's what he's going to say.
No, I hope that's not where they're going with this new Star Wars.
They love repeating themselves. They love doing the same thing.
Well, they like doing things that they know make them money. And
this is true.
If they're looking to make money, this new collectible card game from Fantasy Flight Games, Star Wars Destiny, that's a good idea.
I don't even like CCGs, but Fantasy Flight, take my money.
This is a dice rolling, TIE fighting, force pushing adventure, and we're going to barrel roll into it in our Terrible 2
Minute Review. Star Wars Destiny is a collectible card and dice game for 2 players from designers Corey Konieczka and Lucas Litzinger.
In Star Wars Destiny, players pit powerful villains and heroes from the Star Wars universe against each other using a deck of cards that they have collected and strategically assembled for maximum effect.
I didn't do that. But at the beginning of the game, players select the characters that they're going to use. They take the dice that correspond to those characters, and they also select a battleground card that they want to use.
At the very beginning, the players will roll all of their characters' dice together at the same time, and then whoever has the highest sum of numbers showing gets to use their battleground card for the game. They also get to go first in the first round. The other player has to discard his battleground card, but as a consolation, he gets 2 shields to distribute to his characters. The players then each draw 2 resource tokens, and the game is ready to begin.
Players start off by drawing 5 cards from their deck. They get to look through those. If they don't like any of those, they can return those to their deck, shuffle, and then draw back up to 5, and then the game is ready to go.
The object of the game is to defeat all of your opponent's characters or to force them to run out of cards.
Each turn, players can take 1 action. Those actions consist of being able to play a card from your hand. You could activate a single character or support by exhausting it and then rolling its dice and adding them to your pool. Or they can resolve all the dice that have the same symbol and take that effect.
Some of the dice show a plus symbol next to their number. Those dice are only modifiers and don't have an effect if they aren't played with a dice that doesn't have a plus symbol. And then other dice have a little resource token symbol on them, and you have to pay a resource token in order to use their effect.
Other things that players can do include discarding a card in order to re-roll any one of their dice, taking the action listed on a card that they've already played. They can pass on their turn, or they can claim the battleground card. When players claim the battleground card, they may take the action that's on it, but then they have to pass for the rest of the round.
Once both players have passed consecutively, the round ends. Players ready all of their exhausted cards, return their dice to those cards. They draw 2 resource tokens, discard whatever cards they want from their hand, and draw it back up to 5.
I think that pretty much covers the game. We haven't talked at all about the fact that this is a CCG, though. So tell us what you think about like the metagaming and the perfecting of your deck. Give us that and wrap it in with the mechanic.
Yes, well, I've had my foray into collectible games before, and I definitely enjoy the collectible side of things, just collecting stuff. However, people that have more money and can spend more on boosters are probably going to do better in the game. So there's always that. This game is relatively new, so we don't know what's out there in the terms of cards. I felt like in the boosters that we did get that there wasn't cards that just interacted really well together, building that engine of cards that you always want to play this card and then this card just do something amazing. There was cool cards, don't get me wrong. I just didn't feel like there was that interplay that I really want to see. Just in the game itself, though, I thought that that hesitation of whether or not you want to play your card because it's your lifeblood. If you run out of cards, then you're out. And also, maybe this card's going to cost you too much resources because you want to hold on to those resources to do a dice effect or play a different card later. I really liked that theme.
So obviously it's Star Wars, which is awesome, and then it's Fantasy Flight, which means it's going to be gorgeous. Everything does look perfect. The dice faces have all the little details on them. At first I wasn't sure if I liked those. They're oversized and they're rounded, but they feel okay in your hand. They roll nice, and I think having the extra art on there probably helps them out. One of the things I really liked about the game is that right from the beginning, you start with your starter pack and you already have, like Kylo Ren and Rey and BB-8, and you've got all the base characters that you want, which is good. I think even Darth Vader was like an assist card in there or whatever. So you don't have to spend $1 million just to get some cool characters to start with, which is great. I think it plays well, it looked good. I like the iconography, it's consistent in the universe, so if you've played any of the video games, you immediately recognize resources and stuff like that. I think thematically, obviously, they nailed it, and it's going to get 2 thumbs up for that part of the game. Tell us about the replayability.
Well, I think, again, one of the big parts of this game for the replayability is going to be that metagame, and we just don't know too much about how that's going to go down, how enjoyable collecting and assembling your deck is going to be, whether that's going to turn out well for Fantasy Flight. However, just even with the starter deck, I felt like the game was quick and enjoyable enough that I wanted to come back and play at the table again and again.
Yeah, on the enjoyable side, I think just playing the game, because I'm not a CCG guy at all, like I'm not interested in buying 300 things to boost my deck, but I had fun playing the game. Like it just felt like, you know, Marvel Dice Masters or something like that, where you're rolling dice and you're, you know, trying to beat the other guy. So even just the base pack, I think you can have a lot of fun with. I enjoyed it, and I think you will too.
I think Tantrum House gives Star Wars Destiny 2 thumbs up. And then some of the dice have a special
They have that on them. Or they can resolve all... No.
plus symbol in front. No. Yeah, it is a plus symbol. Oh, I had it. I apologize to humanity